So this video is a point of view of us making our strawberry and chocolate sugar scrub. It is an emulsified sugar scrub, and you'll get a point of view of this from start to finish of the making of it. I hope you enjoy. Here we are measuring all the cocoa butter, and all the ingredients are weighed together to be melted on a double boiler. We use a double boiler. Unfortunately, I did not record the use of the double boiler, but right here we're weighing out our cocoa butter, and then we'll be weighing out our emulsifier or BTS e-wax, that emulsifier e-wax. So we're adding that, we're weighing that out, and precise measurement is important. From there, we'll go on to weigh out our stearic acid. That also is part of every should be able to have um, precise measurement. We need to have precise measurement on these to make sure that we're following the formula. So we're weighing out our stearic acid here. It's best to try the best. I use ounces. I know most people use grams, but I find ounces to be a little bit easier for me. Here, we added our mango butter, which is in this thing we have all the oils of cocoa butter, mango butter. We have our stearic acid, and we have our BTMS 25, which we will melt on our double boiler. Here we're measuring out our cold oils. This is rice bran oil. We're measuring that out, and precise measurement also. So you see that slowly. Sometimes the last couple of ounces is the hardest part, because you're trying to make sure that it gets done precisely. And then from here we're measuring out our preservative, because it's it's a sugar scrub. It's going to be coming into contact with water, so you should have a preservative, because water breeds bacteria. You don't want that bacteria in your skin. um I shouldn't have put it back on the scale, but it was an easier way to keep the camera in focus. And from here, we're measuring out our fragrance, which we use a chocolate flavored fragrance oil, scented fragrance oil, and a sweet strawberry scented oil. These are from Midwest Fragrances, to give us our chocolate and strawberry sugar scrub scented, chocolate and strawberry scented sugar scrub, and we added. I didn't flame the adding of the cold oil to the warm oil, so added to it using a spoon texture, stick blend it together, put it in the fridge for a little while so it hards up, and then measure out your sugar. How much sugar you are. We're using a 40-ounce batch here, so the oil is 16 ounces, and the sugar is 24. So the oils are in the fridge right now, getting cold, so it could be a little bit more solidified, because if you add warm oil to the sugar, it would just dissolve it. So, like here, precise measurement is also necessary. So that's what we're doing. And from then, once we have the precise measurement of the sugar, we'll add our cold emulsified oils back into it. And as you see, it looks almost like pudding. It's almost like a pudding, like that's how it is, like really emulsified. All the oils come together with your wax and your stearic acid to give it that emulsified feeling. And then I scrape, because you want to get all your good stuff in your oils. You want to leave it to just wash down the sink or anything. Then make sure you you incorporate the sugar and the emulsified liquid together. So you stir to get it, because you don't want any dry spot, because then you'll you're not gonna get the goodness of it because then some part is gonna be more liquid, and so just slowly stir it in together. And it does take a little while. I make sure that I flip it over, and you see it's gonna look like cake batter when it's all done. It looks like cake batter, right? Really nice and smooth. So slowly add it like that. And you see it's stir, stir, stir. You'll notice some parts still look kind of a little bit dry, while some parts are a little bit loose. So you know it's not fully incorporated as yet. Slowly do it. I tend to just wipe my spatula at the side of the bowl because you know sometimes the dry spots get stuck on the spatula. But see, slowly see, now it looks like cake batter. It looks like something you could eat, but because of the fragrance oil you cannot eat it, and the emulsifier. So don't try to taste it. Yeah, so star, star, star. Make sure you know you give it a double check, turn a couple of times. If it looks like it needs more, like just keep stirring, keep moving around to ensure that you don't have any dry spots. See, as you see, look at it now. So because we're doing a two color batch, two colors for our scrub, we are going to divide it into two equal parts, um to just make sure that we have the same amount in each jar. So I normally divide up into two equal parts. If I'm coloring it, if you're not coloring it, or if you're just coloring one color or whatever color it is, whatever you want to do, whatever color, do it equally. That's my thing. Make sure it's done equally so you have equal parts in each jar. So right here, I'm just dividing it up, the big batch, into two smaller batches. And I always have my scale to make sure that it's equal because you don't want to get more strawberry more than chocolate and stuff, and you'll see even though it's the same fragrance, you kind of want the jars to look uniform. So that's what I'm doing here, just measuring out into two smaller batches, and then I'm coloring it, the red for the strawberry, the brown for the chocolate, and mix, mix, mix. So here I am mixing the strawberry, the color into the red mica. It's a mica colorant that I use, so it doesn't stain your skin, and it's good to make sure you mix it out and really mix it in, and that you don't leave any white patches and uncolored scrubs. So it takes a while, and a little muscle. Here we go. It's fully mixed in, and you see the color gets a little bit lighter. Then we mix, mix, mix the brown in the same process. You know, sometimes one hand get tired, you use another one. The camera was kind of a little bit in the way, so I had to be moving it around. Um, but you know, you mix it until it's fully incorporated, and you see it. The white parts are still showing, so mix it. You could use a whisk and mix it out, but I like using a spatula to kind of mix it in because sometimes the whisk doesn't get it as evenly. And then here are both colors mixed in, and then we go and measure in our jars. I normally put the chocolate in the bottom, but when I started out, I started with the strawberry in the bottom. So this one jar is upside down in my view, and like I said, I do half and half. So half, so this is an 8 ounce jar. Each has 4 ounces of each color in there to give it an even look, and you'll see. So this one, started out with a thing. I tap it down once I put it in because I'm not using a piping bag. So I tap down on my counter to get it leveled, and then I add the other color, and you, you keep doing until you fill up all jars. This makes about 5 8 ounce jars. So this recipe makes about 5 8 ounce jar. Sometimes it lasts a little bit, takes a little of your time because you don't want to overfill, but you don't want to underfill. So it's best to kind of go over it like a little bit more than be under a little bit, in my opinion, because you want your customers to get the right amount, or like in my thing. So here the chocolate now on the bottom because Of course, I had to do it right, and the strawberries on top, and we fill. It does, take a little, it gets a little bit messy and all of that because I'm like I said, I'm not using a piping bag. I don't do well with a piping bag. I feel like I lose a lot of my products with a piping bag, so I find this way to better. Um, so that's what I'm doing, and here we go. Always this it. So you have the one that is kind of a little bit also you see it over in the corner, hiding, peeking around the back. But this is all the jars filled. It's not as neat as